find me on Fiverr at fiverr.com/gamergirlcalva or by looking up gamergirlcalva where I can say funny little things at the starting price of $5.
Last time on danganronpa lapse, prove Missy's innocence. Blowtorch, gun, kiosk. Blowtorch, gun, kiosk. Hello? Oh shit, we're switching to Lyle! Oh jeez. Wonder what it is. You really get a multitude of choices here. Jeez. Ashley Westbridge killed Cyrus Cirque. Oh! Oh! Echo! Oh, it was Canon! Canon! It's so great. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, I gave it away. Yeah, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. And now back to Please. One of my favorite Saigon. I can't do it anymore, please.
Hello everyone! My name is Cal, and welcome back to another episode of danganronpa lapse. Yes, I took a bit of a break from it. I feel like I took longer than after Art's trial. So that was great. Last time we went through Cyrus's trial, which I'm still really gutted about. And I was even more gutted when the killer was Ashley. But, you know, I'm doing great. You know, I have a Fiverr now. Ash was basically incapacitated because she tried to off herself, and that sucks. It sucks. And then she got executed anyway, and, you know, Eve was the one who brought her back to health, even though, you know, she knew that she was executed anyway. It's like, what are you doing, Eve? What side are you on? But it's okay, guys. It's gonna be okay. We're all just... it's gonna be great, guys. It's gonna be fantastic. Okay? Okay. Also, tell me what you think of this mic, because I bought it mostly for voice acting, but I thought I might as well use it here too. Let's get it going. I've been itching to play more, but let's just get it. I really hope I remember everyone's voices. Oh man, Echo's still torn up about Ashley! I slowly drew open my eyes. My chest felt tight. I inhaled deeply and exhaled heavily, as if to expel my body of all the wound-up fear that stirred inside. It didn't help much. My body felt leaden, my heart hollow. Rising from the bed, I shook the remnants of a trying sleep away. Looking at my surroundings, I noticed how I had thrown the covers and pillows on the floor. It was strange. I had fallen asleep, but I saw no dreams or nightmares. My subconscious felt suspended in a null zone. The clock read 4:15. 5 minutes away from 4:20, Echo. At least you could look forward to that. I rubbed the exhaustion from my eyes. Feeling numb and listless, I dragged my heavy body out of bed and shuffled toward the door, but I didn't know where to go. That's not true. I mumbled to myself. There was one place I could think of. Where are you going, Echo? Are we gonna check out Silva's room? Oh, hey there! Hey, Lyle, how's it going? You want to join the Grievin' Our Besties Club? Cause I'm grieving! I stepped out of my personal room and saw Lyle down the opposite hall. He just scowled and stomped off. Okay, you don't want to join the club? Damn. I went on my way. Where you going, Lyle? You gonna commit a murder? You gonna commit a murder too? We going up the elevator? I walked through the living quarters hall, through the foyer, and up the stairs to the second floor. Oh, who's crying? Oh, say! Ah! Oh my god, I kept thinking about how she still has the watch that Pandora gave her! Oh, harder. They were so cute. I love them. I saw Say standing in front of the Swallow Lounge door, weeping gently. Say? Are you okay? Oh, Say! Come on, you. Say. Oh, that's such a sad sprite. Oh. Caught off guard, Say wiped her eyes. As I approached Say from the staircase, something gleamed in her hand. It looked like a closed pocket watch. Oh, yeah, it's the pocket watch of Pandora Gamer! She slid a burning hole in the door, rolling the small object between her fingers. After a moment, she managed to croak out a stiff response. This is how it's supposed to happen, isn't it? What do you mean? We can't do anything. No matter how hard we try, it'll still end like this. I had nowhere to go before I came here, but now what do I do? She was visibly shaking. Oh, this hurts so bad. Say doesn't deserve to be in a killing game. Literally, Say deserves it the least out of all of us. Literally, done nothing wrong ever. Oh my god. Can we protect Say, please? Please, protect Say Squad, please. She was visibly shaking. It was horrible seeing her like this. Say nothing, bitch! Echo, I swear to god, if this is one of those like linear choices where it's like, oh, you can try to get, but it'll end. I swear to god, Echo, I don't think I can console her right now. It's like, Echo, if you be emo about this, you're gonna be the next body discovery announcement. I swear to god. Say, console her. I couldn't say for certain I knew exactly what she was going through, but I just knew one thing. I understand how you feel. Scared and alone. But if it's any consolation, at least we have each other. I let the words slip out, but in truth, I wasn't confident of that sentiment in my own heart yet. She rolled the delicate disc in her hands a few times again. I wondered what the item meant to her, if anything. Say didn't respond. Instead, she just wiped her tears and nodded. I spent some time with Say in solitude. Passing the atrium, I spotted Forte gazing at the delicate globe centerpiece. He seemed to be humming to himself, with Soph and I approached. Oh, hey, Forte. Oh man. I'm glad I get to see you, and hopefully miss you later. Cyrus is gone. But you know, moving on. We're gonna move on, okay? Evening, Echo. Hello. Did I interrupt you? No, it's an alcoholic tune. I would really rather not bother you further with it. Oh. It's a bitter, unfortunate situation we found ourselves in, isn't it? Despite the heavy words, his face read differently. His shoulders remained relaxed as he looked up past the globe at the dark, cool sky. He seemed calm, somehow. Tell me, Echo, how are you? Are you alright? Am I alright? Gee, I wonder. My best friend just died, and, we're in a killing game, and anyone else might die at any moment. Yeah, I'm doing just fantastic, Forte. I'm doing just peachy keen right now. Am I alright? No, I'm hurt. The killing games and the trials that follow. No, this whole game, it's horrible, and I hate it. We're losing people, friends we've just met, and the friends we've known. It feels like there's no end in sight. It's perfectly normal to feel devastation as we find ourselves cautiously navigating life or death situations. This game has instigated those with a spirit inflicted with distress and grief to ends unmentionable and trials heartbreaking. Yes, my soul is stirring, but in my experience on the stage, these sort of feelings never last for long. We move people to tears with our performances about tragedy, the loved and lost, yet the audience knows the performance will end, and thus they'll move on with their lives. I can't help but wonder, when? How much longer until the curtains close in this story? Who the fuck is revving their fucking motorcycle? Bro, you're not cool or special. Forgive me for bending your ear with my thoughts. I'll let you be on your way. No, that's okay. It's comforting to know I'm not alone in feeling afraid. Indeed, we are never truly alone. So in a moment of silence, as Forte sang his words with clarity. Okay, wow, you have a really deep opera voice, Forte. Whoa! Oh. Oh. Wow. Aww. This is really cool. Where's the piano coming from? Is piano just like coming out of the speakers, just like for Forte's performance? I mean, shit, dude. Go off. Oh wait. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, it's cool. I made my way through the atrium and up the stairs, arriving on the 3rd floor. I spotted Missy. Yes! Yeah! You will be my girl. Okay. At the marble table in the center of the 3rd floor. She was contemplating something. Me. She's contemplating me. Because she loves me. Yeah. Missy? Oh, Echo. Excuse me, I didn't notice you. Missy looked unsettled. She may have been put off from what I did earlier. I closed the distance between us. What's that? This is... She moved to reveal a small decorated box. Oh. Okay, hello. My revolver and a dagger. Okay, well, I guess now she's keeping them in a box, because you can't trust nobody for shit. The 2 weapons shone dully in the dim light of the hallway. I discovered the dagger once Cyrus allowed me to explore the room of my associate. Needless to say, I didn't wish to take it with me, but here it is again, as if it were following me. And the gun? Cleaned and posed for reuse. It looked like it was the only thing to emerge from the wreckage of the smoke lounge. I see. The dangerous tools need to continue the game or return to the players. That doesn't look like a very sharp edge. Or maybe, is that like a cover? I don't know. I don't know much about daggers. I'm not allowed to have knives. I stared at the weapon in her hands. I wanted more than anything to tear them out of her hands, and don't do that. Oh, hello, Echo! Echo? No! You are not doing that to my wife. I will shoot you. And... Echo, no! Bad Echo! Bad Echo! I don't even know what I would do if I had them. Yes, you would. You know. You do know. You know what you do. I suppose it's inescapable. Missy snapped me out of my thoughts. Where there's love, grief will be following close behind. Missy seemed to harbor great concern for whoever this dagger belonged to. Can I ask, who was this person? Missy hesitated. A former love. I don't think I need to tell you how important, no, precious she was. So much so that I foolishly endangered everyone. Oh, her girlfriend died. Oh, that's so fucked up, man. This is homophobic. Ugh! The traces and signs of our friends, they've been placed to provoke us. This dagger is analogous to seeing Silva's helmet. They are items of close regard, and to see them away from their respective owner is distressing. I withheld this information because if everyone realized the truth of these items right away, we would all become distraught and we would lose our bearings in the midst of saving ourselves. But I just don't know anymore. I thought I knew what I was doing, but nothing makes sense. The more time we spend here, the less I know. Morbid curiosity. The desire to delve further and further into a dark well for a pinch of hope has driven me to no satisfying end. And now I'm making you suffer my consequences. Missy. Another heavy sigh escaped her lips. I never felt so aimless. Echo. I don't expect forgiveness from you for what I did. Simply put, I introduced a weapon to the fray which eventually caused Ashley's downfall. Forgiveness? Echo, you better fucking forgive this girl. Forgive her! I understand what she did when she did. Leaving the weapon out was a show of belief that we would do no harm. I understood in theory, but... Missy... You need to indulge me. He's looked at me with earnest eyes. It's easy to want to connect those two damning things together to find a reason within the tragedy, but it's merely not healthy. The truth of the bigger picture is this. Ashley meant to protect the ones she cared about. And she truly wanted to remove a threat from our group, having faith that we, the remaining students, won't do harm to each other after the fact. Despite that, regardless of the risk she took, we are still here, participating in this seemingly endless game. Our predicament doesn't appear so black and white, does it? I'm sorry. I can't seem to form my thoughts. Missy's composure was fractured. She was shouldering the insurmountable weight of guilt. I didn't know what to say. I assume you've come up here for the same reason as I. I'm sorry for taking so much of your time. I'll leave you be. And thank you for trusting me during the trial. I regret having you put through all that. I nodded almost invisibly as Missy made her exit down the stairs. I realized Missy was right. The situation was too complicated to make strict judgment on what was just or unjust. At the end of the day, everyone was in pain. Why should I perpetuate it by being so callous to them? I sighed. Arriving where my subconscious had urged me, I stood still. I stood in the casino, feeling phantom traces of what happened just hours ago exasperate my bones. My mind wishfully wandered back to a time before this terrible game, a peaceful time before the despair. Lord Ashley Taff! It was just the other night. Ashley and I were talking about nothing in particular, but we knew our time together would come to an end. The autumn season was coming to a close. Just a few more months before a new phase of life to rise from the horizon. We were relishing the bright, warm sun of the present before it set into a peerless night. Sitting in comfortable, familiar silence, we enjoyed each other's company. Oh. Echo is still so short. And, I miss Ashley so much. Have you decided where you want to go? No, not yet. I was thinking about taking a gap year to travel. Yes, Echo! Do it! Traveling sounds like a dream. Seeing different people and expanding your world view. Yeah, but then I'd have to worry about my finances if I'm on the road often. Don't fret, there's always other options. Maybe you can travel locally. There could be interesting sights in the next city that you never knew about. That's a good idea. I never really thought about that since I just walked everywhere in the city. What about you? Any interesting prospects? Well, Papa wants me to help out on the ranch a little more. The new season's coming up and we're expecting some competitors to stop by. Oh, yeah, the races. You're pretty busy during those weeks, right? It's hectic, but it's fun. And I don't mind helping. I was still unsure about what I was going to do after school anyways, so this gives me more time to think. And some more time with Hyperion. I'm sure he would miss you if you left. Of course, I would miss him too. We laughed slightly. I don't think you have to worry too much. If anything, you have a future at the ranch with your father. It's a good fallback, just in case anything were to happen, right? Yeah, a good fallback. A pondering silence drifted. I think you should travel, though. It would be wonderful to hear about all your journey. Nothing is keeping you down, no? Not really, but the idea is a little daunting. Learning new languages to get around, not to mention finding the money to do so. It's a little risky. And we're probably not going to have many chances to see each other. There's always a million reasons not to do something. Yeah. Besides, if you ever get tired of traveling, I'll always be here. Oh. No, she won't. Just don't forget about me, okay? She flashed me that warm, comforting smile of hers. Now she's gone. Gone into the void. Don't forget. I felt my heart swell. And that kind of sucky ducky. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. Don't forget. Don't forget. Anyway, I returned to the first floor after some time. Passing the foyer, I saw Missy and Forte having dinner in the dining hall. Aw, you're on a date. Hello, Kaneko. Are you well? Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Probably eventually. Missy, I'm sorry if I was unresponsive earlier. I just needed some time to sort out my thoughts. I understand. We're all going through a lot right now. Yeah. Even though we shared a mutual sentiment, our eyes never met during the exchange. Forte broke the silence. Echo, would you like to join us for dinner? It's been a trying day. You ought to take a moment to unwind. No thank you. So many things on my mind, and no appetite to feed the thoughts. Will you be alright? Yeah, I just have a lot to think about, you know? Well, don't push yourself too hard, and don't be a stranger if you don't want to join us. Sure thing. Thanks. I left Missy and Forte to enjoy their meal in peace. I wandered to the middle of the main foyer and paused. Something was bothering me. One concern I had involved someone I had seen all evening. Should I visit Kenon? Yes! Visit Kenon! Come on. Visit the bitch. I figured since I didn't run to her at the atrium or anywhere along the way, Kenon must have been in her room. I went down to the living quarters hallway and knocked on the door engraved with their school symbol. Kenon, you there? Knock knock. Sorry for ripping your photo up. That was really mean. There was no response, which was justified because, you know, kinda tore up her picture, even though she, you know, hates, you know, group photos, while she's not really just good at them, and, you know, silence again. Bing bong. Is it nighttime? It's now 9 p.m. Nighttime will begin at 10 p.m. Facilities will be closed until 7 a.m. the next morning. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. Shut the fuck up, Eve! She went in her room. She didn't want to be disturbed. There wasn't much I could do. I slowly shuffled off. Oh, hey there, Kenon. Sorry, Kenon. What are you doing there, babe? I couldn't help but feel guilty for denying Kenon's help, despite her tried sincerity. I wonder if I can get the photo pieces back from Missy. But nighttime had come before we knew it. I would have to ask Missy about the torn photograph tomorrow. I returned to my personal room and sat at the bedside. I felt sick and shattered. We had just passed the first half of this so-called game and lost 4 of 10 students in the group. With 3 more days on the horizon, I feared for what would become of our already sparse community. I settled into bed and closed my heavy eyes. My thoughts were entangled in question after haunting question. The words, sights, and memories blurred together with no answer on the horizon. I let go. Images unwound and spilled into the night. Sleep would eclipse my mind after another night passed. Rises the moon. Ooh. Chapter 3, Dignity, Diligence. It's really pretty. Take 5! Who's dead, bitches? Something aches. Probably your stomach, Echo. I don't remember the last time you've eaten. I felt my stomach turn over. Great. Yeah, no fucking duh, Echo. You haven't eaten! I slipped out of bed and went to the sink, splashing away another fitful night's sleep from my eyes with the crisp water. Alert from the chill, I got properly dressed. It was startling how quickly I acclimated to the morning routine. Oh, 7 a.m. I was awake an entire half hour before the priest's alarm was off. Grumbling from the habitual awakening, I sulked out of my personal room to grab a bite from the dining hall. Well, I guess you did sleep like a lot of the day yesterday, so it makes sense. The halls were quiet, nothing but my soft footsteps upon the carpet kept me company. I crossed the dim and lit foyer and sat myself down at the end of the dining hall table. I laid my eyes directly on the basket of pastries that still sat in the center of the table. 2 pastries remained, a lemon square and some kind of Danish with jam. I helped myself to the lemon square, a delicate bite of sweet and sour zest, filling me with a flavorful vigor. Would you say fruitful, even? They like lemons, don't they? As much as I enjoyed the pastry, I couldn't help but remember the melancholic feeling of Pandora's life being cut short. I finished off the lemon square, leaving the jam Danish in the basket all by its lonesome. Sorry, babe. Why'd you put emphasis on the pastry? Is something gonna happen to the pastry? What's gonna happen to the pastry? I placed the snack in a folded napkin and stuck it in my pocket. Maybe I can give it to Kenon. It's not much, but okay. I didn't really know what I was gonna do with it. Give it as a peace offering? Hey, sorry for ripping your photo in half. Here's a pastry. Yum, eat up. I don't think she would accept it as a peace offering per se, but it would be a shame to waste it. I tried to recall whether or not Kenon even tried one to think you're doing! My thoughts were interrupted by a sharp exclamation. Hello! Oh, hey there! The girls are fighting! I rushed out of the dining hall and saw Lyle and Kenon arguing in the connecting hall between the foyer and the living quarters. Say was standing beside Lyle once more, watching the scene unfold. She's like, what do I do? Do I have a spell for this? Kenon, you're always running and hiding, aren't you? Shut up, you little bitch! I'm doing it for good reason. I'm doing my little photograph thing. What are you doing? Sitting on your high ass and solving your little puzzle pieces? Bitch! You think I'm gonna ride head first into danger? I'm not gonna be an idiot like you and Echo, getting myself hurt for no reason. Oh, hello! What are you doing, Lyle? That could be important evidence! It could have important evidence! Stop it, Lyle! Lyle sees Kenon's camera from her wrist. Hey! Hands off! I've had it with you and your secrets! I'll break this thing for good if you don't tell me what you're hiding! No! Don't! Please! What's going on? It's 7 a.m.! Come on! The day just started! I started to intervene, but Forte stepped in from within the living quarters. Thank you, Forte! Approaching from down the hall behind Lyle, Forte plucks the camera out of his grasp with ease. You're all awfully lively at such an hour. Forte returned the camera to Kenon as Missy approaches from the opposite side of the living quarters. Lyle and Kenon step back a few paces from each other, and the space now singularly occupied by their gazes. Kenon wrapped the strap around her wrists and gripped the camera tightly. Good morning, everyone. What are you bitches? Yes, good morning to you all. Although I would hardly call shouting and threatening others a protected way to start the day. What's the commotion about this time? Yeah, morning. I'm not entirely sure. I woke up early, so I went to the dining hall to help myself to breakfast when I heard Lyle and Kenon arguing about something. Why were you up so early anyway, Lyle? I haven't been able to sleep well, if you really must know. You know, my boyfriend fucking died. Lyle trailed off, but his gaze was tense. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Lyle's coughs. Anyway, I was awake because I was restless, but Kenon here was sneaking around my room, looking for dirt, no doubt. That's a damn lie! Bitch, that's slander! If that's so, explain this! Lyle produced a photograph of what looked to be a checkered pattern. Okay. What is this? Indeed, just what are you showing us? It's a chessboard, dumbasses. I have a chessboard in my personal room, and the only way Kenon would have taken a picture of it is if she trespassed and entered my room. You're the worst, you little bitch. So are you. You literally stuck it in my room. Yeah, and because you're the most suspicious little bitch on the planet. You're blatantly walking around with the thing tucked under your arm in the early hours of the morning. I didn't sneak anywhere, much less your personal room. I just happened to be around the corner when I saw the strange thing. You little bitch, maybe you shouldn't, walk around with your chessboard. Why are you walking around with your chessboard anyway? So you admit you were hiding. always do that. Just a minute, what's this about a chessboard? That's none of your business. I'm embracing my inner Kokiji kitty. Shut the fuck up. I brought it out only to discuss it with Say. No one else! Discuss it with Say. You mean play chess. Don't be absurd. The existence of such a thing has been brought to everyone's attention thanks to your commotion. There's no use in keeping it a secret now, Lyle. Fine. Lyle leaves the group to retrieve the item in question from its personal room. The rest of us gather in the dining hall in anticipation. What were you using it for, Lyle? After a moment, Lyle returns, presenting a lacquered wooden chessboard. What significance is this gonna have? Care to elaborate? What seems to be the issue here? It's not strictly a chessboard per se. It doesn't come with pieces to play with, and these are markings on two opposite corners. But from those differences alone, I already know what its real purpose is. It's the mutilated chessboard problem. If I recall correctly, that's a type of tiling puzzle, no? Yes, the problem is as so. Suppose an 8x8 chessboard has two diagonally opposite corners removed, leaving 62 squares. Is it possible to place 31 2x1 dominoes in such a way along the ranks or files that all squares are covered? From the numbers alone, you'd think it'd be mathematically possible. After all, 31 is easily half of 62. However, However, the problem is impossible to complete. Oh, what significance does this have? What do you mean? By removing two diagonally opposite corners, we're taking out two either black or white squares. Whichever is removed, we're left with a real estate of 32 of one type of square and 30 of the other. This is an issue, since the dominoes will always cover one black and one white. If the remaining squares aren't even like that, we'll be left with one domino and two uncovered squares. At the end of the day, puzzles like this are pointless. Not problems, they're hoaxes meant to frustrate. In that case, do you believe you were expected to solve it, given you are the ultimate puzzle master? I doubt it. It came with neither instruction nor dominoes. Just the board itself, with two corners marked, was in my room. Even if it were given to me to solve, whoever gave it to me must know that I would see through the problem straight through the impossible nature of it anyways. So, Kyle had this complicated thing in his room as well. Huh. Wait, as well? Huh? Hang on. This moment felt oddly familiar, hearing someone had a strange thing in their room. I wondered if it was simply a coincidence, or did everyone have like a thing in their room? Like Missy had a thing in there. I wonder if it was simply coincidence, or... Hey, Forte, can I ask you something? What is it? When I was shocked on the first day, you took me to your personal room to keep an eye on me. I remember you had sheet music. What was it of? Oh, that. The sheets will actually select parts of the libretto for, an opera I have some disdain for. Oh. Oh? Indeed, the story of a man that, despite his success, makes the deal with dark spirits to get what he truly wants. Ugh. I don't care much for the moral of it. Me either. I see. The choice of words were rather nonplussed, but his brow furrowed deeply at the mention of the opera. Yeah, that sounds like shit. You already have success, and you're like, no, I want more. I want it all, baby. Oh, shut the fuck up, Mitch. Could these things be indicative of something more? Are they just meant to, like, rile us up? In their respective rooms, Lyle had a frustrating puzzle, and Forte had sheet music that turned out to be for a story he doesn't quite like. Interesting. I wonder then if the revolver in my room was presented in a similar fashion. To test myself with a precarious game within the game itself. What could that mean? Don't you think it has something to do with your talent as well? Perhaps, but conversely there's a discrepancy among the items. Ashley's room item had nothing to do with her talent. Yeah, Ashley received her friend Silva's helmet. In a way, it could have just been read as a gift at the first thought, but given their history, it might have just been a jab at the fight that occurred between them. And I can surmise what kind of room gift Canon was given. Her camera. I haven't made any effort to hide it. But yes, I have some rather mixed feelings about this. Not elaborating any further, Canon scowls as she stares at the device. Say, did you also happen to awaken in your room with a strange item? Yeah, I did. Would you mind sharing it with us? I wonder if it's also something talent related. I don't think it's exactly talent related. I think it's just meant to frustrate everyone. Just be like, oh, fucking son of a bitch. Same momentarily withdrew into her own room to retrieve her item. It was my witchcraft book! Here. Oh! Why? She procured a yellow skull and bone statuette. What on earth? Is that real? It couldn't be real. The shape is much too stylized to resemble anything realistic. Yes, you're right. Still, such a picture of a skull, fake or not, just sent chills up my spine. And it has a little card too. This thing is kind of heavy too. When I woke up, it was sitting on the cabinet at the foot of my bed, staring at me. It's like it was telling me something bad would happen. Horrible. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just hid it in one of my cabinet drawers. Besides, the item doesn't seem to have any outward appearance of being related to her talent. However, a skull and bone statuette is planted in a game centered around murder. I get the impression that it was given deliberately. Yeah, it can't just be a coincidence, huh? So Ashley wasn't the only one that had something out of place in her room when she woke up. It seemed nearly everyone here had something unusual in their room. Except Echo! What did Echo have in their room? Wait, all these strange things have something in common. All these items have something in common. I have high sentimental value. All the items are to some degree disturbing. I think these room gifts, it seems they're all meant to unsettle you in some way. Interesting. It was quite disturbing to receive a revolver of all things before the events of the killing game being revealed to us no less. Let's see. What about the item we had last night? You said it was analogous to Silva's helmet. Correct. It has a painted pass. The owner was to kill herself with it for betraying her family's wishes. What a loathsome request. So instead of following her family's blind set of desire, she took the dagger and nothing else as she fled from home. Miss drew the dagger from her possession and turned it over in her hands carefully. She had a forlorn look in her eyes as she stared at it. No way! There's no way I'm letting Missy allow another weapon to fall into the wrong hands! Lyle was about to take the dagger from Missy, but Forte had held him back with a firm grip. Forte's like, I'm so done with your shit, Lyle. Why are you stopping me? I'm trying to prevent more destruction. Missy's weapons are going to do more harm than good. And can you say with confidence that you won't let the weapons fall into the wrong hands as well? Whoever fights monsters should see to it that they do not become the monster in the process. Lyle, I think you would do well to follow those words of insight, given your reactions to the events. It's not that I don't have any faith in you to solve the working forest situation, but I don't want to see you turn against us just for the sake of an answer. I'm not turning against you! I'm trying to get to the bottom of this forsaken game we're in! Ah! Lyle heard the chessboard across the hall, splintering the wood into several pieces. Ah! Lyle! Violence is not the answer! You have a sharp mind. Don't let rage and confusion blind your judgment. And tell me, what's the point of these so-called gifts? To rile you up! That's the point! Missy, you received the gun of all things, and now you've got your hands on a dagger! Say you even have the skull and crossbones statue. What good could that possibly serve? Not to mention all the awful gifts. This game has been rigged from the beginning to incite violence, and violence only! Lyle, please settle down. We're gathered to talk this out. I understand you're frustrated, but discussion is the best tool at our current disposal. If we keep a level head, we're sure to find an answer for the questions at hand. We have so many brilliant minds here. Why not do what we can? Lyle huffed. Couldn't be alone. He crossed his arms and paced to the far corner of the dining hall, allowing whoever else to speak. Well, all I can speculate is perhaps signs of distrust were to be planted among us from the start. Among us, since the gifts might have stirred feelings of resentment. If that's the case, what do you think Ark's gift was? Maybe it was because of that thing he was the one to act first. It could be possible he walked into the mansion with pre-existing bleak feelings that were only exacerbated further by the situation we found ourselves in. One could surmise it as a plausible route for his motivation. The room fell silent for a moment. Missy and Forte were deep in thought, while Saya and Cannell were their usual quiet selves. Lyle, on the other hand, just allowed the conversation to move at its own pace. Missy continued. It's going to be difficult to reflect on the events past, but I believe it will be necessary to progress. I believe we ought to ask, the killing. What was the root of each occurrence? Ark did have protection, didn't he? As I understood it, it was done more out of fear. Ashley was afraid too. She was afraid for Echo's safety. Both of them must have thought getting rid of the potential mastermind behind the situation would stop the game completely. However, is there such a possibility of a mastermind existing within our ranks? No one dared to comment on such a thing. Regardless, I do not like this. Splintering the unity of the group with hypotheticals won't get us very far. Yeah. Besides, who'd be so cruel to want to insert themselves into a game that could put themselves in harm's way? Well, Cyrus said it, so the idea is disturbingly masochistic. I suppose an amount of faith is required amongst us, so we don't shatter what already limited and delicate faith has been built. We got this far, haven't we? The most plausible mastermind would have been Cyrus, but he was ultimately just a pawn in their overall scheme. So much for his immunity. Another pause. Missy looked over to Lyle, who continued to sulk. Lyle! Stop being a little emo bitch and help us. Have you had a moment to collect yourself? You finished your time in the timeout corner? He lets out an elongated sigh. Sure, whatever. I'm gonna come back to the playground now. Then please, your wit and assistance will be paramount to solving our predicament. I doubt your skill for a second. However, I would ask that you cooperate. Missy extends a hand in compromise. Lyle hesitates, but eventually shakes in agreement. Make no mistakes, I'm still sus of everyone here, Missy especially. Don't think I'll forgive you for the hoops we have to go through to figure out what happened to Cyrus. I don't expect you to accept any of my excuses, so long as we're understood to have the same goal, to escape our predicament. Whatever, let's just get on with figuring out this damn killing game. If you think about it, the working goal we're supposedly meant to be committing to such horrendous acts for is to earn something called the ultimate prize. The prize is meant to be received at the end of 7 days of captivity. In that case, couldn't we just wait until the 7th day? Was pursuing this so-called prize even on anyone's mind the whole time? Consider this. What could possibly be so desirable, yet so completely unspecified, that we are provoked to fight to the death? We ought to totally focus on pursuing escape and resisting any pressure to act on killing. That's the only answer I can foresee. But as we've seen, Zero's deployed a number of things throughout the day to apply stress. Regardless of the forced motive question, just the act of choosing whether or not to discuss it already has a suspicious implication, doesn't it? And it didn't happen in Cyrus's case since the killing occurred early in the afternoon. But if we didn't do anything later like we did in the second day, something would have been employed later in the day to ensure we would act. Case in point, the disturbing music. Then, indeed, waiting out wasn't going to be an option to begin with. As far as we can tell, nothing made any sense. Missy furrowed her brow. It's difficult to make concrete statements about a situation. The variety of strange things happening don't seem to have any rhyme or reason. So, what can we even do? Dong, bing, bong. We can do that. Before anyone could respond, a ringing filled the halls. So, day 5, another wondrous day within the walls. Today's forced motive question is, do you believe in strength in numbers? That's a real head scratcher, huh? No, not really. It seems pretty obvious, right? Unless we have any low wolves out there, you Lyle. The announcement ended as quickly as it came. I'm kind of vague. It's not vague, it's nothing. Why wouldn't there be strength in numbers? Cannon broke her silence with a snide remark. It was strange coming from her, considering how much she avoided us. I'm inclined to agree that the answer seems pretty straightforward. I concur, especially since we are finding ourselves in the very scenario where it is beneficial that we all be present to discuss the game. Okay, so we all agree that was completely pointless. Back to what we were talking about. Oh boy. What do you think the purpose of the ultimate prize and the preservation project are as a whole? Missy, you said you want to involve yourself with this group. Can't you make heads or tails of this? I've been trying to make sense of it since we arrived. All I can say is perhaps we found ourselves in an elaborate trap. I can hear him Lyle mutter, that's obvious. That's obvious, bitch, under his breath. Miss ignored him. Echo, I believe you may be able to recall what I said when I asked you about Ultimate Students for the first time. Yeah, it was interesting what you said. What those individual groups or institutions do with the students is beyond me. I've not heard many stories of success or failure for anyone who's had the luxury of being accepted. Yeah, because everyone dies. Anyway, don't take too much stock in the title, is all I'm saying. What do those institutions do with the students? I mean, of course their talents will be highly coveted, but wouldn't the world be seeing constant new developments in, biological discoveries and technology? Excellent observation. Why haven't we seen those developments indeed? It's clear that, as Ultimate Students, we are at the crux of this game's existence. Idea, what if this game was made so that ultimate students like weren't able to like make it out into the world. Like they would all like die off because like I don't know, normal people are like jealous. They're like, these bitches are so talented and I'm not. It's like, fuck you. I don't know. Just throwing out my thoughts here. How do you mean? Oh, what singularly determined the fact that we had ultimate talents? The Preservation Project. And Echo, you don't seem to have any knowledge of ultimate talents, students, or the Preservation Project at all, prior to your experience thus far. Huh? That's true. So I ask, how did you become a participant here? We all had to willingly sign up to be brought here. I'm curious whether Echo's presence is a discrepancy we can bet on. It seems glaringly peculiar, given the circumstance. That much is clear. In that case, I believe we've been uniquely blessed with the peculiarity of Echo's presence that could shed some light on our situation. Makes you thought hard. I need more information. I have an idea of where to potentially fetch the knowledge I seek. Question. Is there a new floor now? Say? You know what? The reason for all this. Why it's so hard to figure out? It's all meant to be beyond our comprehension and capabilities, isn't it? Why not just go along with the game instead of fighting it? What? Say, don't give up hope! Come on, I know it's cheesy and I know it's like a classic danganronpa game thing, but like, come on! What are you saying? Suddenly a rumbling shook through the dining hall. It seemed like it was coming from the foyer. We darted out of the dining hall to investigate. Oh, hello! No. Wait! The previously impenetrable main foyer doors opened. We're on day 5 and there's still 5 of you! That's impossible! The voice crackled. Just your strength! Explore beyond the doors of the group! Split up! Do nothing! I don't care! Your strength in numbers, can you obey as a group in spirit as you wander the mysterious halls? Yes, the doors once thought us your only way out, and it's around ajar! Maybe I've really been an accident. You ought to say so! How silly is that? Yeah, you say little bitch. And, oh, what's this? Ding. Ding. Facing opposite to the foyer doors, the elevator indicator lit up, showing a new floor available to us, the courtroom. I'll even let you all take a small detour to the courtroom! Find the secrets of this wretched place, if you dare to face them. Yes, the game will go on regardless how hard you resist. Everyone was astonished. We're all fixated on the gaping dark hole that lay beyond the previously dangerous door. Zero is challenging us to uncover the secrets of our captivity. So be it. Is this like our... this feels very like endgame shit. I will be infiltrating Cyrus's room. He had knowledge of mine and Ash's connections. It's likely he has access to much more information. What?! But the door that mysteriously kept us in is opened up. There could be information further in that building too! Lap without the secret note he's been holding on to since discovering it on the second day. This note has to mean something! It's clear that Zero represents one of the symbols and has shown himself in the courtroom. The same has to be said about Eve's symbol. Whoever is operating the announcement, Eve or Zero, have to be somewhere beyond those doors. It would be too obvious for Zero to be hiding in the courtroom. What if it's simply artificial intelligence behind the two personalities? Then what? Searching for something intangible and scripted to run the game won't relieve the overall secrets beyond the walls. Cyrus knew about the project as a whole. That kind of information can't be denied at a time like this. Lyle! Missy, please! Arguing again isn't gonna solve anything. Agreed. I hate to suggest it, but perhaps this opportunity is a forced motive question presenting itself in a testable way. That's what I was thinking. If you recall day 3, the additional motive of distressing music was implemented at 4 p.m. Aha! We can split up and investigate until 4 p.m., where we can rendezvous and exchange information, all the while bracing ourselves for whatever Zero has in store for us. You're in the pre-trial music! Yeah. In that case, I'll venture into the unknown. Into the unknown! If anything goes wrong here, you can bet I'll be the one to puzzle the truth together in the aftermath. If any of you bitches die, I'll figure it out. Lyle stands squarely before the dim hall of the open doorway. I suppose it's our best option. It's not the wisest thing to do given our already small group, but it would give us an edge in discovering the secrets of our whereabouts. Missy nods as she makes her decision to remain with the main ring. There's 6 of us. Therefore, we ought to... There's 6 of them. Did Mana come in? I mean, not Mana. Did Zero not count Echo? There are 6 of us, therefore we ought to divide into groups of 3 so we can all keep an eye on each other in our respective areas. Breaking off to 3 pairs is out the question. Kanon, you're coming with me. What makes you think I want to go with you? As much as I'd miss your awful company if you didn't come, you won't let go of your camera, and I think it might just be a touch of useful going down, okay? Kanon rolled her eyes but didn't object further. I'll join Missy. Worry not, I shall not let anything go wrong. Besides, I trust Kanon to keep an eye on things for me. I love that face of his where it's just like, sure you do. We decided on splitting between investigating between the foyer doors and remaining in the main wing. With only myself and Say remaining, I looked to her to see what group she would go with. Say remained still. I guess she was waiting for me to make my choice first. I wonder what everyone else is expecting to find from this. Okay, let's just go down the list. What do you think you'll find? Who can say? I certainly don't know what to expect, but I'll do my best to assist Missy in her endeavors. Oh, I see. I'm not sure what I could offer to the investigation. Half of a memorable experience in the overall scheme. Don't fret if you can't lend a hand. Keep in mind simply the impact we have on other people. We're important to each other. Aw. Thanks, Forte. I approached Ken, wishing to apologize for what happened yesterday. Give her the pastry. I didn't quite know what to say. Ken didn't lift her eyes to meet mine as I tried to organize my thoughts. Echo! Hustle! Please, Echo, time is of the essence. Ken continued to stay silent. Give her the damn pastry! What does the pastry gonna have to do with it? I wonder what everyone else is trying to find from this. Oh, accidentally. Whatever. Say, did you have any preference? No, I'll go with whoever. I don't care. You pick. Okay. So whichever group I decide to go with, Say will likely join the other. Lyle. Echo, hurry it up, will you lazy bitch. I know. I just need some time to think. The worst action is inaction. We have to dig up this miserable place's secrets. If Lyle's patience wasn't already paper thin, I just applied a hydraulic press atop it with my indecision. Boy. Missy, hi. Please give me strength. Are you having trouble deciding? A little. I'm mostly worried that something bad might happen. It's perfectly normal to feel fear. It means you're still human. Your senses have been acclimated to the awful environment. Aw, she's pulling like Kyoko. Come on, you all! I'm being very generous right now. You don't want your opportunity to go to waste, do you? Time's a-wasting! Bear's haunting voice rang through the halls once more. His laugh, cackling through the speakers. Feels like an important choice. Perhaps I should think carefully. Join which group? I wanna go with my bitches, but I also wanna go with the loves of my life. Why? Why must thou make me choose? I think I'm gonna go with Missy and Forte because Kanon has her camera, so she can take a picture of anything that she sees, and I have my memory, so yeah, I think it'd be good for me to go with this group. Join Missy and Forte in searching the rooms? Yes. Yeah, I'll go with Missy and Forte. It was decided. I joined Missy and Forte on the opposite side of the center glass table. Say joined Lyle and Kanon near the foyer doors. Then that's that. We'll investigate to our fullest abilities and rendezvous here before 4 p.m. That all right with you, Lyle? Yes, ma'am. Aldora began walking past the doors before she asked. Kanon silently matched his pace, and Say scurried to catch up. As 3 faded out of sight, I immediately began to feel uneasy. Is this okay? Splitting up? I mean, they say never to split up in horror movies. Come now, Echo. A choice has been made. The general consensus was that we were to split up evenly if we wanted to comb the building in a timely manner. Yeah, sorry. I was just a little worried. I couldn't shake the remnant of hostility between Lyle and Kanon's argument this morning. It was a crackle of static before his ears started speaking again. So, y'all decided to split up, huh? That's alright. No sweat off my back, figuratively speaking, obviously. Thanks, your face and bracelets. I can still locate where you all are. There's no escaping for you quite yet. Anyways, I have a very special big murder for you all later. But now, how about some fun little gifts? Now, for everyone, mind you, there will be for Canon and Missy respectively at the nearest kiosk. Grab it if you want or leave it for someone else's Levelbot. I don't care. At this point, whatever you do is meaningless anyway. Huh? I wasn't sure if it was just me, but it felt like Sarah's energy was different. I'll check it back in with you folks later. Enjoy your investigation. The announcement ended. Missy went over to the foyer kiosk as directed. Someone to a victim report. The kiosk printed a small sheet, blank face up. What is it? Don't feel any pressure to share if it's unpleasant. To be frank, I'm only expecting unpleasant. Missy tore the small sheet from the print feed and flipped it around. As if being beholden to a vexing gift wasn't enough, I have this to remind me of this game's treachery. Huh? Huh? Oh, darling. Oh. She showed us the front face of the sheet. A photograph of Darling, drenched in blood. A mocking picture of her death. Missy spat the words as Forte and I took a quick look before turning our gaze away from the horrific sight. It's truly despicable. Missy stared at it a little longer before stowing the picture within her inner coat pocket. Oh, I wonder what Canon's was. It must really get to the bottom of this treachery. I'm revolted by how condescendingly this game treats lives. Missy turned down the living quarters hall towards Cyrus's room. And we were visiting Cyrus's room together. It didn't occur to me until we arrived at his door that we don't have a way in, do we? What do you mean? Isn't the door locked? Desperate times call for desperate measures, don't you think? Missy, being a girl boss, withdrew Darling's dagger and swiftly struck the doorknob off. I don't exactly have Cyrus's ID bracelet now, do I? I guess not. Missy inspected the borehole previously occupied by a doorknob and inserted the dagger, pulling the latch away from the jamb until the door clicked open. And there we are. Don't you think this would be against the rules? It wasn't explicitly stated. However, if it were, I'll deal with the fallout in the courtroom. Missy was persistent. She opened the door and marched straight in. Terribly sorry for the intrusion. Forte stepped in and I trailed along behind him. Normal ass room. What's that over there? Ooh. Cyrus' room had a little defining feature in it. Similar to mine, Forte and Ashley's in design, the only thing setting it apart was a set of manila file folders at a bedside table. And some paintings. The paintings are always different. Aha! It was only a hunch, but it seems I was right in presuming Cyrus had information about us. Missy fanned the folders across the bed and began her search. Here, grab a folder if you think you can find anything interesting about our situation. Forte helped himself to a folder and glanced at the very first few pages before seating himself in a spare chair. Are we looking for anything specific? Anything at all, honestly. The more we know, the better. I picked up the folder at the bottom of the pile, sat cross-legged on the floor, and opened the file. Confidential information. I found floor plans for the building. There were some general blueprint diagrams, nothing I could really make sense of. Not that they looked much different from the maps displayed on the kiosks. The only thing to note was a sheet stained with blood in the corner. Among the blueprints was a small booklet. The title read, Floor Plans Game L. On the inside page, 5 floors were listed in the index. Wait, 5 floors? From the top, we have 4. Superstructure, Stroud Grounds Infirmary. Living quarters, casino, smug lounge, garage, art gallery. 8. Activities. Spa lounge, climbing center, jazz club. 9. Living quarters, dining hall, study, theater. 10. Collections, trophy room, blank. The last 4 listed had 2 sections. One was trophy room and the other was redacted. So Lyle, Canon, and Say are probably visiting the trophy room on the floor below us. I sorted through the booklet and found basic information we had already known. All floors of kiosks communicate. Bracelets are used for identification. Active hours are from... nothing new yet. I flipped to the back, looking for the details about the 5th floor. However, when I arrived for the final pages, I noticed they were torn out. Whatever remained of the page stuck from the binding in a messy tear. I grumbled. Of course, the details of the floor beneath us are conveniently gone. I stared at the back panel and noticed something odd. There seemed to be an imprint of writing pressed into the back panel. It was barely visible, but in the right light I could just make it out. 251110. 251110? Maybe Cyrus himself wrote the numbers in the last page with a certain amount of pressure, resulting in an almost invisible imprint. These numbers might have been important, seeing as the pages before it were torn out. Or they could have been a mistake, and that's why the pages were removed. Have you two anything pertinent to share? I snapped out of my concentration. Oh, yeah! I found floor plans to show a floor below us. From the looks of it, Lyle, Canon, and Say probably went down to the trophy room. A trophy room? That doesn't sound too promising. Well, there seems to be another room, but it was crossed out, so I can't figure out what else is down there. Also, take a look at this. There are some numbers barely visible here. I show Missy the impression of numbers on the back panel. What do you suppose these 6 digits could mean? A code, perhaps? But I don't recall encountering any sort of code-locked room in our immediate facility. Then it's likely the code is meant to be used in the area where the 3 of them went. Right. That said, let's finish our investigation before we visit them. When you join them, we'll see what discoveries they have to report and whether or not the code will be of use to them after. I nodded and made a point to memorize the numbers before setting the booklet aside. Forte, did you find anything of note? I came across our class's dossier, namely student profiles about each of us. Student profiles? Did you find anything about me? I was still wondering why exactly I was involved in the game since I didn't explicitly have a given ultimate talent. Ah, I've exhausted the files on hand and didn't see your name anywhere. Oh, I see. I'm terribly sorry. I understand it's been bothersome to be here as an unexplained outlier. It's not your fault, Forte. I guess it's just coincidence. Although I did come across something useful. These student profiles have an immense amount of background details. Important figures, significant others, fears, other miscellany. But other than Cyrus, no one present has any background involvement with the game. So all of us present are just victims of coincidence? It seems simply improbable, given our rare talent expertise. Yes and no. How shall I explain it? To start, we are aware that the minimum requirement to come here was to be an ultimate student that received a letter of recognition from the Preservation Project. Should they have accepted the offer of protection, there is a period of time between sending the letter back, I suppose, and being whisked away to the secret location. It seems in that period of time there was a sorting method to create the class. Classes which would be composed of the pairs of ultimate students. These pairs of ultimate students would have to be 2 people who were significantly involved in one way or another. For example, of the folks we did see from day 1, our and I were apparently considered to be close enough for pairing off. Though it appears this roster would have included a few other students that would have formed pairs but aren't present. One can only assume Cyrus himself crossed out the students that are absent. However, there are 2 students that aren't crossed out which may require further inspection, and, well, it would be best if you saw for yourselves. Forte revealed a roster with student names and talents. Oh! A quartz... that's... okay! Whoa. Whoa! It was gonna be 16! It was going to be 16, so what happened? Oh! What's this? There are 15 profiles shown in the roster. 1 next to Cyrus was clipped out, and 5 are crossed out with dark ink, bringing the total of student profiles visible to us to 11. Huh. I wonder if the killing game started before the start of this game, and our memories were erased, so that we didn't remember them being here. There are 15 profiles shown on the roster. 1 next to Cyrus was clipped out, and 5 are crossed out with dark ink, bringing the total student profiles visible to us 11. However, I wasn't on the roster, so it should have brought the number down to 9 since that was excluded. But peculiar. As you noted, there are 2 extra students we have yet to encounter. Yes, they're listed in being association with Say and Pandora from the looks of it. Does that mean they're also ultimate students? That's indeed the case. They're listed as Ultimate Radio Host and Ultimate Cartographer, Agahiko Quartz and Gaia Espere, respectively. Gaia Espere! Let's have a closer look at these 2 students. Missy hastily moved aside the boulders strewn across the bed and placed student profiles for Akihiko Quartz and Gay Asperi. Akihiko Quartz looked like Zero. His clothing and hair were different colors, but his actual features were the same. That's what I'm thinking. And Gay Asperi looked awfully similar to Pandora. Yeah, I'm guessing they're like siblings. Even more damning were the school symbols depicted along with their profile pictures. Well, one thing is for certain. It's clear to us now that Zero's true identity is Akihiko Quartz, and we can conclusively put a face to the second mysterious announcer named Eve. Oh! It seems Pandora must have known more than she was letting on, seeing as the true identity of Eve appeared to be her very own sibling. That said, seeing as the students' associations had been revealed, it could only mean Sei, knowing Akihiko, has some sort of further involvement with this game. There's no doubt. Sei must be the mole we are seeking. Sei? No! My head was spinning. Sei! I said you did nothing wrong! Were we being fooled from the start? Two people on the inside were connected to the two entities administering this game. Shouldn't we confront Sei now that we know she might be up to something? Doing so could prove dangerous. I would like to watch her movements to see what she's thinking. And as far as she's aware, she doesn't know we're onto her. It's difficult to determine what's going on in her mind. She speaks so little. Then, I think we should check out Pandora's room. She might have something hidden in there since she's a part of this. Excellent idea. I'd still like to look over the rest of the files, if you don't mind. I'll go with you, Echo. I'm curious to know what Art's notable gift was, if you would like to make a detour. I nodded and approached the exit. Oh, just a minute. Oh, thanks, Missy. Missy gave the dagger. But you're the one going alone, Missy. You can use the dagger to knock off the doorknob like I did earlier. On second thought, I don't know if I want to leave you alone like this. I'll be fine. I still have the gun in my person. I don't want to resort to firing it, but seeing as the situation is becoming more contentious, it may not be my choice. Petal Shiver got my sign. Missy was taking the situation much more seriously, with a chillingly unfeeling demeanor. Understood. We'll make haste in our investigation and return promptly. Dum, 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 dum. Boom, boom, boom. Forte and I stepped out of Silas's room and walked to the opposite end of the hall to Art's room. There, Forte struck the doorknob, pulled back the latch, and opened the door. Oh, it's just this golf thing. The only thing in Art's room was a worn-looking golf bag. The leather bag was embroidered with the Campiano name. Damn. That's so messed up. Oh, this must have belonged to his grandfather. Or must have been a reminder of his pastime, golfing with him. It must have been distressing seeing this upon waking, to say the least. Forte let out a heavy sigh, and to remind him of how he doesn't like his talent. It's unfortunate, but it explains his reaction to Pandora's question. Now knowing she might be involved, do you think she goaded him on? That would be quite masochistic, wouldn't it? And to what benefit? After all, she fell by his hand. That's true. Forte paused. Do you believe that the flap of the butterfly's wings could cause a hurricane? Like the Chaos Theory? Is that why you have a blue butterfly? Are you a Life is Strange fan? Huh? A little thing like a butterfly creating a disaster sounds improbable. It's a theory. Minute occurrences within similar initial starting conditions can lead to drastically different outcomes. The situation could very well be one of those drastic outcomes. Are you speculating Pandora set this entire scenario off by purposefully inciting the first murder? Who can say if that was her intention? Besides, her interactions were never of ill will, were they? She was kind to everyone. So who's to say perhaps the flap of this butterfly's wings caused a storm that would eventually give way to the shining rainbow that would grace the skies? That's a pretty optimistic outlook. Rainbow! Yay! Yeah! Looking forward to the eventual repose from this nightmare is all we have, isn't it? Eventual repose. I can only hope something like that would free us from the trappings of the storm. Though, why should we wait for something minuscule and out of control like the winds to dictate our fate? I'm keen on keeping such matters into my own hands, if need be. I'm not sure where I would know to begin with such an endeavor. Well, that's neither here nor there at the moment. Shall we move on to Pandora's room? Yeah, let's check it out. We left Art's room and visited the living quarters on the other side of the foyer. Entering Pandora's room in the same fashion once again, 14 and I came upon yet another nondescript personal room. Only this time, there was nothing to be found in her room. I guess hers was just the note then. Huh? Did Pandora not receive it as some kind of room gift? Perhaps because she was involved, there's no need. But Say has one, a creepy one at that. Yes, an ominous skull and bones statuette. The two of us peeked into the dresser and were greeted with nothing but stationery and other miscellany. Wait, what if she was doing what Canon did? Canon said she received that into camera, right? And she's been clinging to it basically since the beginning of this whole predicament. That certainly wouldn't be out of the question. Do you recall anything Pandora might have had that would be grounds for suspicion? Yeah, that secret note. She showed it to me just before nighttime on day 2. At first I thought something was fishy, that maybe she was hiding something, but I pressed my fingers to my temple. I don't know. Pandora ended up suffering, the note fell into Lyle's hands. Maybe the secret note was a Rexon gift, but if she were some kind of double agent, why would she nonchalantly share the note with me? Who can say? I sighed. The more we know, the better. I could not but think the opposite. As we dug up more information, the more confused I became. I can only hope whatever Lyle, Canon, and Say found would answer the many questions, but at the same time, I was afraid to uncover more of these secrets. Let's return to Missy with our findings. Missy, please don't be dead. Missy, please don't be dead. Missy, please don't have shots on one. Returning to Sykes' room once more, 14 and I found Missy in deep concentration. Okay, you're good. Welcome back. Did you two find anything interesting? Art had his late grandfather's golf clubs in his room, and Pandora had nothing. Nothing? Echo speculates that perhaps the secret note mentioned in the first trial may be Pandora's room gift, in the same fashion as Canon's instant camera. The room was empty. She'd probably get the note on her person for safekeeping or something, but once she left it in the pantry on the 3rd day, Lyle has been holding on to it since. I'll have to take a closer look at it when we rendezvous with Lyle. Missy returned her intense glower to the mess of the documents. Anything new here? A disturbing amount of news, yes. Take a seat. Fortune and I sat in the spare chairs and gave Missy our full attention. She sat in a momentary silence, a fierce gaze transfixed on the folders. I've been reading on a history of involvement. The involvement of ultimate students in killing games just like this one. Huh? Killing games, plural? As in, multiple? Yes, I know. It's startling, to say the least. In that case, that reminds me. In the folder I looked at, our game was labeled Game L. What do you think L means in terms of these multiple killing games? Oh! I believe in that context, L is the Roman numeral for 50. So our game is the 50th game. Oh my god! Huh! I didn't know that. I guess that's why they call it danganronpa lapse. Cause, yeah, L, lapse. 50 games? Jesus Christ, calm down. Oh, a definite number to help enumerate how long this has been occurring. Let's see. If 49 games have taken place over a span of approximately 7 days at most with no break in between each game, that's 543 days. Almost a year's worth of this hell. I don't understand. I believe that tracks. I remember hearing about this project sometime late in my junior year. Why so many games, you may ask? These games were implemented with Ultimate students in mind. Ultimate students will be prime subjects for rigorous tests and scenarios involving battling to the best of their ability. To overcome other students and come out on top, to be the best of the best, these experiments were used to determine who could carry the future. The preservation project in this killing game, the one the same. It seems we aren't just 1 in a million occurrence. But why? My voice cracked. So this place, it's just a petri dish for creating an ultimate student that has no more regard for what they're doing? The preservation project has washed their hands of their concern with morality. It's clear in this documented history. What if it's fabricated, all fake, only to stoke fear? It's very possible. Fear is a powerful tactic. Cyrus himself, after knowing all this, had very little room to operate. He was under a considerable amount of pressure, and eventually collapsed. I was shaking. Comprehension of the situation was the last thing on my mind. Fear chilled me to the bone. Missy, aren't you afraid at all? I'm mortified. However, knowing the darkness that lurks behind malicious people's intentions is nothing new to me. Calling the individual persons a constituent to strip humanity in the amassing voting numbers. It's nothing but numbers. We play with live ammo. A game toying with the livelihood of wildly talented students, enabling a Madden Battle Royale to create a singular, albeit misdirection, towering ultimate student? Missy exhaled sharply. This must end now! Missy stormed down the room. Missy! Forte and I chased after her. Missy stood, arms crossed at the elevator. She was embroiled in thought, her brow knit, her posture imposing. Are you in full possession of your faculties? You aren't one to charge forward like this, so... I hate to say they only have a hunch. I have little to rely on but gut feeling lately, and have nothing but instinct to justify acting upon them. I have nothing except... Whoa! Hello! She held up the photograph and pinned it to the wall with a red dagger. Wow! Nothing but a vengeance for bringing this establishment to the ground into a burning hell for all the suffering it put us through. I was so misguided, so blindsided for thinking I wanted to be a part of the preservation project. I've been played for a fool. Now it's over there. Missy, none of us could have known this would be our fate. It's possible that the two conspirators might have known something from the start. Rather than confronting the one remaining, we must attack the source. The elevator chimed and Missy stepped in. We're going to the courtroom. Bitch, we go into McDonald's. Only the monotonous elevator hum filled our ears when we traveled to the courtroom floor. Ba-ba-da-da. We entered the dark, circular room once more, this time without explicit orders to determine a culprit. It was quiet. The windows were pitch black. Sarah was nowhere to be found. Missy swept in, looking for any indication of the announcer's holographic representation. Forte and I filtered into the empty room aimlessly. Can't see a thing through these windows. It should be early afternoon about now, shouldn't it? Perhaps there are shutters covering the windows. If I recall correctly, they close after trial. Forte ran his hands across the wall, picking the creases that lined the foundation, seams running in miscellaneous ranks and files. Forte tried prying one of the sides open to no avail. He knocked on the wall, resulting in an echo bouncing beyond the barrier. There's empty space beyond this wall. It probably only opens when a student is being executed. You think Zero's operator is hiding where executions take place? I gulped. It's the honest thing I wanted to think about. I guess it would have been too easy to visit the courtroom after Zero encouraged us to investigate this area. Missy stepped out of the elevator again. The infirmary has nothing of note either. Missy circled the courtroom stands once more before setting at her indicated place. She leaned back and crossed her arms. A tense expression painted her face. Even if we did find Zero, how are you going to get any information out of him? He must have known that we broke into Sykes' room, so he might be getting even more cautious. If I can get him to start talking, we're over halfway there. It's about running a conversation long enough to allow us an opening, whether it be a contradiction or unknown fact. The more he talks, the faster his options will diminish. That said, we've entered the most damning areas with little to show for it. I feel as though we've hit a dead end. It's possible Lyle, Canon, and Say have had better luck finding information on their search. We can only hope they turn up something of note. Three of us were steeped in a long, contemplative silence. I sighed, thinking about meeting up with the others, wondering if they were just as luckless as we were in finding anything of use. I thought about Canon and remembered. Missy, do you still happen to have Canon's photo? The one from last night. I know I said I didn't want it, but... Oh, certainly. I didn't have time to patch it together, though. Missy drew two halves of the group photo from her inner coat pocket. I lined the two halves together and gazed at a moment in time that was quickly dashed. That's... okay, I awkwardly stole soft looks from Forte and Missy. They seemed to understand that I felt remorseful for what I'd done. I want to return it. Ah! What did you guys do? Oh my god, are we gonna have like an Among Us moment where it's like, who did it? No, she did it! Oh my god, please. A body has been discovered in the trophy room! What the fuck happened, guys? No. Oh dear. Quickly! H! We rushed back into the elevator, hurriedly clicking the button for the foyer. The foyer floor light shined. The doors slid open after what felt like an eternity, and we were greeted with a bloody sight. Huh? What? Canon! No, Canon! Ah. Oh! Oh, fuck. Canon, no! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! A hatchet was buried deep in the back of Kennel's lifeless body. Blood stained the polished floors. The fresh liquid reflected upon the glossy surface, creating a haunting glow in the middle of the foyer. Canon! Damn it! Missy Forte bolted out of the lift while I remained frozen in the elevator cab. Sickening metallic odor filled my senses, and I felt a cold sweat form on my brow. Missy and Forte were huddled in concern over Canon's body, but he's clearly no use. She was gone. But the body discovery announcement, it said he was in the trophy room. And doesn't there have to be 3 people to discover a body? Is there another body? Does that mean the announcement rung for Lyle? Stay seriously behind all this? Above Missy Forte's clamoring, I heard a strange sound. Crack. Dread possessed me. Missy Forte! As the foyer chandelier came crashing down on Missy and Forte. What? Ah! Wait! What? What? No! 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 No, please don't let them be dead. Please! 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 No! Swear to God. I swear to God! Oh my God. They were completely crushed by the chandelier. Their bodies lost into the tons of shards of glass. I could hardly muster sound. I was shell-shocked. Glass and blood littered the floor before me. The glistening liquid reflected on the marble floor doubled the terror in my mortified visage. They aren't dead, right? No! No! A nightmarish sight brought me tumbling to my knees. Dread oozing through every part of my body. My breath was falling into pieces. My vision became blurry and red from panic. The elevator doors came to one of my closed hide the sight. The sight of 3 friends being brutally killed. Hands stopped. Are those Tanon's rings? Hands stopped the doors. Ah! Those are Satan's rings! I felt a sharp impact compromise my bone. Cracks creeped through my system into blazing pain. Ah! Something was sticking out of my shoulder. It looked like a bolt? An arrow! Ah! Heat from the pain. The chill from the terror. I felt heavy and weak. I couldn't lift my eyes to see who attacked me, but it was clearly Say! How dare you! I said you did nothing wrong! And you, with your little fancy little rings, came in here and said, "Here's Johnny!" My whole body crumpled without a fight. My head knocked into the floor, causing me to see stars and... Oh, say, what happened, baby? Nothing. I did it, right? A voice. I followed the rules of the stupid game, so... Oh! Is this... Say? Please, 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 get me out of here! The ultimate prize is... freedom, right? Say? Aki, please. Oh. Yuck. I know it's your voice, so listen to mine and help me! The ultimate prize. Zero's voice. You don't want the prize. Zero's voice is weird again. No, killing isn't the answer. Oh. What? After Say's remorseful cry, I wanted to hear a pin drop. I could feel my heart struggling as my adrenaline rose. Killing isn't the answer? Then what are we doing here? This is wrong. It's all wrong! Is this a bad end? What? What? Did we go back? Did we go back in time? Oh my god, I'm really curious to see what happens, but I'm gonna have to end it here for now. Because I've been recording for almost 2 hours and like that's gonna be a lot of work for me. So yeah, this is basically like a retry. Because I don't miss you for to die. And not Canon either. Canon too. I love Canon. Oh, please, please, please. Okay, but I'm gonna leave that for next episode. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And don't forget to check out the links in my description if you want to see my Fiverr. Give me some money. Yeah. Thanks again, and hopefully I'll see you guys next video. Bye!